Now you're listening to Panamon 514.
BTS is arguably one of the most popular musical acts, even outside of K-pop, that helped shape their company to become as successful as it is today. Hence, there would definitely be hype and excitement over BigHit's next group that would follow in BTS's footsteps. Many of us, including me, waited with bated breath to see what BigHit's new boy group would do and if they'd manage to fill BTS's massive shoes. But was TXT, BTS's little brother group, able to do that? Tomorrow by Together, or TXT for short, was pitched by BigHit as a bright and youthful group, with their name referencing how the members will come together under one dream in hopes of building a new tomorrow. Each member was thrust into the public eye with their own introduction film, starting with Yeonjun. The intro films showcased the members as these adorable boys with a lot of puppy energy, and at the end of each film, there was a Morse code hidden in it. On March 4th, 2019, TXT finally debuted with Crown, which stayed consistent with the image displayed in the intro film. Even after their successful debut, BigHit kept on releasing MVs for TXT for their B-side tracks such as Cat and Dog, Blue, Orangeade, and Nap of a Star, and this is something BigHit did all the way till, I would say, Loser Lover era. From the exciting teasers to the complex but whimsical storyline surrounding the group that carries on from their music videos to their song lyrics, it was clear that BigHit was putting a lot of care and effort into TXT. They weren't just relying on the BTS name alone for their success. However, this still did not stop the group from getting a lot of hate, especially in their rookie years. Nepotism is a practice where one uses their power or influence to get good jobs or unfair advantages over others. Nepo baby is a term that has been coined to talk about those who achieve success through their family connections. It's basically a term that privileged people happens to see as a slur. Of course, TXT aren't typical Nepo babies because none of the members are related to BTS, but being associated with the BTS name has definitely given them a huge leg up on the competition. And as a result, fans of other 4th gen groups started hating on TXT. From having a teal-colored light stick, which happens to be SHINee's color, to Hyunin Kai having the same name as EXO's Kai, people have dragged them for the dumbest things. Kai is Hyunin Kai's birth name, whereas Kai is a stage name for EXO Kai. As for the teal-colored light stick, one fandom doesn't own a specific color. I mean, how many colors are there? Let's be real. And of course, you had ATEEZ's fans that got mad at TXT for taking home the Rookie Awards, which I get it can be frustrating when your faves don't win, but dragging TXT is not gonna solve anything. In fact, it makes you look very immature and is also embarrassing to the group that you are supporting. Oh, by the way, from my experience, Shawols, ATEEZ, and EXO-Ls are great fandoms. It's just that some of their toxic fans made a lot of noise regarding TXT, so when I'm saying that fans of TXT, EXO, and SHINee were hating on TXT, I'm not saying it to bash those fandoms because I have respect for those fandoms. I'm just saying certain people from those fandoms were making a lot of noise and were hating on TXT, which, let's be real, was factual. The worst part, in my opinion, was when the members got conjunctivitis and people wished that they'd go blind from it. Like, yet another example of people throwing their morals out the window for K-pop of all things. So even if BTS's little brother group did yield advantages in the sense that TXT was able to get a lot of exposure, it did result in a lot of unnecessary hate comments that could be damaging to these young boys' mental health. The hype surrounding BigHit's new boy group debuting eventually did die down like around the end of 2019 when armies themselves no longer cared about hyping up TXT unless they were MOAs themselves. I remember it being around the release of their first full-length album Dream Chapter Magic that it became clear how TXT is their own unique group and doesn't need the BTS or BigHit name to stay afloat. Songs like Runaway, Magic Island, Angel and Devil resonated with many, and I'd be lying if I said that I didn't cry to Runaway when I heard it one time. Their first comeback was way more magical, mysterious, and whimsical than their debut, and this type of concept and sound is exactly what helped TXT truly stand out from the competition. With their high-quality songs ranging from a variety of genres such as rock, dream pop, hip-hop, and R&B, to name a few, their music has a lot of mass appeal. Another thing that made TXT songs unique were their complex, long, and weird titles that when you look at them, you're like, yep, that is definitely a TXT song. Of course, it's not just their concept or sound, it's also the members that truly made TXT such a special group for me and many other MOAs out there. Despite Soobin and Yeonjun being like the most popular members of TXT, BigHit let each of the members shine equally in their songs and music videos. The members are great dancers, they're highly synchronized, they have great chemistry with one another, and also regularly interact with their fans. Yeonjun is regarded as one of the most popular 4th gen male idols, given his crazy stage presence and dancing skills, while Soobin gained a lot of popularity outside of TXT for his emceeing position alongside Oh My Girl Arin. A huge throwback to when the Soobin dolphin cult was popping off, and I definitely joined. Bumgyu, Taeyeon, and Kai, despite not being as popular as them, are still very beloved idols with their own fun personalities and charming talents. Oh, and for those of you who are new, Chae Bumgyu is actually my bias in TXT, and he is definitely one of my all-time favorite people. Like, I will not tolerate Bumgyu slander or just TXT slander in general. Despite being a bit shy during their debut days, which was from my own personal observation, TXT has definitely loosened up in these past few years, making them some of the funniest and most relatable K-pop idols out there.
Yeah, bro. All the time. Soobin, you know? You know, Soobin?
Bye guys. Hi ladies.
Tell us your best joke.
사실 난 농담을 별로 안 좋아해갖고.
수빈이 형 잘생겼어요. You're silly. Yeah.
Like most companies nowadays, BigHit wanted TXT to become an international group, and this was made easier by the fact that all the members have a good grasp of the English language. They even had an English version of Cat and Dog released, not to mention they even signed with Republic Records for their US activities. Given how TXT has charted multiple times on the Billboard 200 chart, and it's even rumored that their new album might reach #1 on the Billboard 200 charts. Like, oh my god, that is so exciting for me as a MOA and also TXT. They also have a significantly high number of listeners on Spotify, especially for our K-pop group. And so I would say that BigHit definitely did somewhat succeed in their effort. Their album sales also keep on increasing with each release, with their past 4 albums going beyond 1 million copies sold. Overall, TXT boasts a good discography and a fresh concept with a unique group identity that helped them grow their fan base organically, and I doubt nowadays people are checking out TXT just because they are armies. To this day, BigHit or HYBE still put effort into TXT's teasers, songs, and music videos, with their latest release, Sugar Rush Ride, having an ethereal concept with stunning visuals and a no-skip album to accompany it. Sugar Rush Ride has been successfully charting in South Korea, and the music video even gained 15 million views in a day. They had the second highest one-day sales in Hanteo history, and also became the first group in the Melon Top 100 history to chart all the songs from one mini album in the top 10. Given that the songs are charting this high in like less than 24 hours of the album's release, it was quite freaking impressive, especially for a 4th gen boy group. Honestly, when it comes to TXT, I don't have many qualms, but one thing I've noticed is that their darker songs like Can't You See Me or Good Boy Gone Bad aren't as beloved by fans and the public as the rest of their discography. So if BigHit ever turns TXT into every other 4th gen boy group out there, it will undoubtedly ruin the group and reduce their popularity. A lot of groups in the past have suffered from following the trends instead of staying true to themselves, and I don't want the same for TXT, but given how TXT are almost 4 years into this, I don't think their concept and style is going to change drastically anytime soon. Granted, emo TXT did help them gain many more fans, and I think it was that era that made me ult them, but it was still connected to their youthful concept, which made it dark TXT done right. And this is a nitpick on my part, but they could do so much better for TXT's album covers. Like, graphic design is not my passion, but I still feel TXT deserves better album covers than this, let's be real. Conclusion time. As somebody who supports TXT, I do admit TXT got a huge boost in their career because of BTS and BigHit, but the group was able to grow organically on its own due to both the efforts from the company and the members themselves. If BigHit relied on the BTS name alone, TXT would have been forgotten by the end of 2019, but thankfully TXT has one of the best concepts and sounds of this generation, with the sweetest and most talented boys, making them one of the best K-pop acts and a very, very precious group to me personally.